Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sandy with Debbie Sandy Design Co. And welcome to Crafting with Paint Couture. We're going to do something really fun today. But before we get started, I have to say happy anniversary to the love of my life, Mr. B, who is over here helping me. He's in the corner. He stays in the corner. When y'all jump on, please tell me hello so I know you're here. Tell me where you're watching from. If you see, where's it at? The big red live button over there. Then you're catching me live. If it's no longer there, you're catching the replay. Just type in hashtag replay. If you have any questions during this live, let me know. I will do my best to answer all of them. If I miss them, I do go back as soon as we're finished and read the comments. Hello, Miss Sheila from Canada. So today we're going to do one of my favorite things on earth. We're going to do a paint pour. So y'all know I got a little injury. So I'm having to scramble around and find things that I can do that doesn't overwork this too much. And I haven't done a paint pour in ages, and it's one of my favorite things. I will say, if you've never tried it, pay attention, because if you ever have a down day, all you have to do is paint pour, and I promise you it's going to make you happy. Hey, Miss Lisa. Hey, Mama Darla. Hey, everybody. Hi, Miss Phyllis. Um, oh, Miss Phyllis is invested since I said paint pour. This one's going to be a little different than anything that you've seen me do before. And like I said, it's been probably a year or so since I've done one. So let's quickly cover what we're going to use and then we will get to it. So the first thing is my favorite product for a paint pour is called Flood or Floetrol. It's a latex based product. It helps extend the work time of your paint. It's also what's going to give us those gorgeous big sails. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say sails, I'm going to show you here in just a minute. And then I have a ton of Paint Couture paint. We're going to start out with our base color, which is Peacock, which is this gorgeous dark teal. And then, of course, we have to have sandy teal, so we're using Barbados blue. And y'all forgive me, my paint jars are dirty because I use them. Hello, Miss Estelle. We're using some Stardust. Have y'all seen the Stardust metallic? It is, I love this. It's like halfway between silver and gold. We're going to be using some Caribbean coral because I'm going for kind of a beachy look. Now, with the paint pour, you have no control. That's one thing that I love about it is you have to give up complete control because it's going to do what it's going to do. Hey, Lisa. He will see that in just a minute if he hasn't seen it already. Look for Lisa's comment.
I saw that.
And then I've got Spanish Sunrise, which is a soft yellow. Let me see. Oh, I've got one more. Green Iris. Look at this. This is one of the metallics, but this has, it's almost like a color shift. I would say it has a chatoyancy in it. If you're a rock hound, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, it just means there's a slight color shift. Hey, Miss Debbie, my partner in crime. So my favorite mix for a paint pour is half paint, half Floetrol. And Mr. B was kind enough this morning to help me mix up because that's one of the things that I probably shouldn't be doing. But this is the Peacock, and you'll notice that it doesn't change the color at all when you use the Floetrol. Miss Marlena, we're going to see what I make. That's the general idea. But, so for this technique, and y'all, there are 1,000 techniques for doing a paint pour. There's no right way, no wrong way. Just get in and have fun with it. But we're going to use the Peacock as our base color. So I am just going to pour it right here on the edges. And I want to pour enough that I can make sure that it's going to run down over the sides. but we're going to take care of the sides when we finish too. And I want to make sure that I hold some of this back in case we need to fill in. Also, wear an apron and old clothes when you do a paint pour, because you're going to get messy. Okay, so now I want to start with my stripes. And I want the majority of it to be the Barbados blue. And if there's anybody with Paint Couture on here, I really need a Sandi teal. So we have our mid stripe down. And now we're going to start working from the center out. Y'all like the overhead view so you can see what I'm doing? I'm loving having an overhead view. And I went ahead and before I hit live, laid out the order that I want the colors, because we're going to do something fun in a minute. And you know we get to play with fire. So this is the green iris, the metallic, that goes from a real pretty green to a blue. And like I said, there's no right way or wrong way to do this. I want a little bit more of this over here. And we're going to finish up with the yellow. This is going to be a pretty summery tabletop. I am starting with a 14-inch round. It's a, FedEx is here. It's a tabletop round that you can get from Lowe's. Y'all forgive my dogs. FedEx is making a delivery. And they go a little bit crazy when somebody pulls up. Thank you, Miss Minnie. Did you see Lisa? Lisa, he's going to love you. All right, so I'm just taking a scraper, a spreader. You could use an old credit card, whatever you want to. And I'm going to start in the center of that center stripe. And we're just going to pull it. I have to hold this. Just going to pull it down. And I'm not going all the way down to the tabletop. I did right there, but we'll fix that. I'm going to turn it so I don't have so much trouble on this one. And we're just going to pull it back. So we're pulling all of those colors of paint over the top of the other colors, but they're still showing through. And now I'm gonna fix this one a little bit. And this is why you always save a little bit of paint back.
Sherry Wright asked how your arm is doing.
Miss Sherry, it's doing a bit better. My middle finger, my pinky finger, and my ring finger, I can move now without dying. My pointer and my thumb are still a bit of an issue. But thank you for asking. I know FedEx just loves us. I need a little bit more of this too. Y'all can, I hope you can see it on camera. We've already got some sales coming up. That just does my little heart good. Okay, now I'm going to go back over this and just lightly get it where it's not awkward for me. And just lightly pull that over. Okay, lay that down. And now I'm going to make sure that all of my edges are covered and that it's dripping over the sides. And anywhere that it's not, I can just pick up some of the extra paint that's down in here and tap on it. Or I can take some extra paint and pour. What color do I want to pour right there? I think I want to pour some of this. And this is why you get so messy. So I'm just going to pour some of this so it'll run right over that edge. And now I'm going to take this glove off so I can operate. And we're going to play with my torch. So if y'all don't have a torch, you can use a lighter, you can use a heat gun, or you can use a blow dryer for this. But you know, I like to play with fire. This is hard to do left-handed. There we go. And now, I tell people it's just like painting using the flame as a paintbrush. I'm just hitting it real quick. And what that's doing is that's bringing some of the bubbles that are underneath up to the surface. I have this sitting on a Lazy Susan underneath it. See all those bubbles coming up? It's a product that's called Flood or Floetrol. You can get it, of course, from Amazon. You can get it from Lowe's or Home Depot. Pretty much anywhere that sells paint. They will have it. A lot of professional painters like cabinet painters or house painters will use this product to extend the time that their paint is wet. So they have longer to work with it, especially if they're doing like faux finishes somewhere that you need a little bit more time. And we're going to use this tabletop outside on our patio. So when the paint dries, I'm going to use the new top coat from Paint Couture, Extreme Guard. It is water resistant and has a UV protectant in it, so the paint won't fade, my colors won't fade.
Nancy Lewis asked amounts of the flood.
Nancy, I probably use a little more than most people. My favorite mix is a 50-50, half paint, half flood. But you can play with the measurements and find what you like best. Now, it will take this probably 2 days, maybe 2.5 days to completely dry. A lot of that is due to the amount of flood that I use, and a lot of it is due to the amount of product that's on here. But after it's completely dry, then I will top coat it, and I see an edge. And I'm just going to, I'm going to have to do this left-handed. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to take one of my colors and just a little bit on my stir stick and just tap, tap, tap. And a lot of times, if you can tap the paint that's coming off, you can get that to start pulling it down so you don't have to use as much of what you have left over. And I do put these in plastic bottles and save them, so I'm not going to waste. And now I will just go around and make sure that everything is nicely covered. And as soon as this is dried and I get it top coated and I can put it on my table base, I will post a photo of it. And I can also make any changes. Like I see a spot right here that I feel like needs a little bit more of the coral. So I'm just going to go in and add that. Then I have a smaller little scraper that I will just pull lightly over that, just to kind of smear it. And I use my box to clean everything. I'm probably going to give this 3 coats of top coat when it finishes. Let's see, Paint Couture says you can watch the full video on the replay right after. Ask any questions that you want to on this post. If I have missed anything, I will go back as soon as I finish up here and read all the comments, because it's hard for me to read the comments and work. I know, Katie, the coral and the Barbados blue are a match made in heaven. If we wanted to, we could have done a dirty pour, which is just where you pour all of your paints in one cup and flip it up and let it go. We could have marbleized it if we wanted to, but I really like the way that this brings up the cells or the bubbles, and more of them will come up as it sits. Thank you. More of them will come up as it sits, and it will change a bit over time. It's just so relaxing to watch it and to give up complete control, because it's going to be what it's going to be. I hope that you all will try this sometime. I promise you will be addicted if you do. Let's see. Oh, Debbie and I are partnering with Phyllis Van Gossen from the Shops at Van Gossen to do a 2-day event in Pineville, Louisiana. I think Brian has dropped a link to some information about that if you all are interested. And listen, all different kinds of paint pours very well could be something we cover there. Y'all check that out. If you're interested, just let us know. Thank you to Paint Couture for letting me share this on your page. And I will see you all later. Bye. Love ya.